Yeah, I mean, there's so many things that we can talk about the tropics. And of course, our team always here for you guys. Something that we won't have to worry about, of course, anything tropical over the next few days, but the moisture is certainly making it feel like summertime. Temperatures right now at 74, dew point in the mid 60s. Again, it is very muggy in comparison to normal for this time of year. So here's satellite radar loop. You can see no rain locally, but there is a storm trying to gain speed there down towards southern parts of Anderson there in Anderson County, pushing toward Greenwood, Newberry area. It just kind of shows you there's still enough moisture in the atmosphere for an isolated storm potential. Now, as we head into the day tomorrow, there's kind of a complicated forecast setup. In fact, rare low confidence in the fact that we are going to see storms in the mountains and foothills tomorrow, but rare confidence in what exactly is happening. We talk about this a lot when it comes to the benefit of upper air soundings, things like weather balloons, but this is one of the benefits there of knowing exactly what the atmosphere is doing right now. We have likely what's called a cap, and we'll talk about that in just a second. That could prevent storms tomorrow morning from becoming strong to severe. So you see these cells here trying to develop tomorrow morning in the mountains and foothills around 11 o'clock. They're going to speed through here probably within a 2-hour period. And again, it's mainly areas north of the I-40 corridor. But that kind of comma shape here is also telling us that it's going to billow out with some strong winds. If it does reach the upper levels of the atmosphere, also could see a hail risk for those areas in the mountains and foothills. But again, the capping inversion is going to be a big kind of a shakeup here when it comes to tomorrow's storms. Again, more on that in just a second. Locally across the Charlotte area, I actually took out our rain chances to 0 for tomorrow. It just does not look like anything can develop there south of the I-85 corridor. Then as we head into Saturday, I mentioned this earlier in our newscast, we're looking at an early morning rain potential. So here's 3 o'clock in the morning. By closer to 5 and 6 o'clock, we'll see kind of a decaying storm system that brings just rain to the Charlotte metro, and then it's out of here by the latter half of the morning. So not going to impact gameplay for the PGA Championship. If it's holding together by the latter half of the morning, could we see a sprinkle or two impact the way that they're prepping for the grass? Absolutely. But they know how to handle a brief shower potential. Sunday, same thing. We're looking at a low chance for rain, mainly in the morning, but it's out of here pretty quickly. So let's talk about that chance for strong to severe storms. Again, it's only in areas north of the Charlotte area. In fact, if I had to redraw this map here, this is from the Storm Prediction Center, I would actually shift this even further north, just really from I-40 and north for that low risk of strong storms. And again, it all has to do with what's called the capping inversion. When we look at upper levels of the atmosphere, oftentimes when it comes to severe weather, we're looking for strong winds, things like that. But when it comes to the cap, it is essentially a layer of warm air that prevents storms from rising. So it doesn't mean you can't have heavy rain and some isolated storms, but just not to that severe criteria. And right now we're under a really strong cap for really the majority of the Carolinas. Now, if that cap breaks, storms can rise and eventually reach that untapped environment and become strong to severe. But also they can become too strong and actually essentially fall apart on themselves. So the cap truthfully has to be in a perfect situation to see storms. And again, right now we're pretty much capped in the atmosphere, so storms having a really hard time developing. Even if they do, of course, that'll only be for areas north of the Charlotte metro area. So here's the hour-by-hour forecast for Quail Hollow tomorrow. We're looking at upper 80s to near 90. Feels like temperatures very toasty for this time of year in the mid 90s. Here's your Guy Roofing 7-day forecast. Hot and humid tomorrow. Again, we're feeling like the mid 90s. Could be the first 90-degree day of the year. Low in rain chances Saturday, Sunday, Colin, and then better weather in the end of the 10-day forecast. Look at that. A few afternoons in the 70s and lows back in the 50s.